Hello.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the commentary series of first Silent Line tournament. We are going to be kicking off with
This fight right
the
here.
match. Yep, AO versus Royal Angel. So tell me when to start.
Uh, I guess let's go ahead and start in three, two, one, go. All right.
All right. So
So what are we looking at here?
unfortunately, didn't get to see a lot of Royal Angel in the tournament. Royal Angel rocking the Darth Mobius.
It was all cool looking. Yeah, I saw he had a few really good blade matches there, but the halberd did not quite match up to every other time that he got into one of those fights, unfortunately.
Yeah, the halberd's really good for general use and like in single player. It's also pretty good if you're fighting someone who doesn't have a moonlight.
Yeah, and then if the two are slashing each other, it's kind of going to keep losing, unfortunately.
Yeah, because the moonlight's almost as long. But yeah, and we got missiles being launched between the two.
He's going for the pseudo ghetto tri missile, as I like to call it.
Yeah,
So I've noticed a few people using the ghetto tri missile, the 40 shot missiles and then the side extensions.
yeah, they actually work really well, and it's relatively lightweight. But
Yeah, but you can stick the tries on there, and then they do the same thing more consistently for a longer amount of time. But yeah,
yeah,
those
ooh, good hit there with the blade.
yeah, that nice little tap dancing maneuver right up to the very end there. Just like to think he
So
was
an
going on
interesting
his
thing about
toes.
the laser cannon he's using is it's effectively that and the linear cannons in this game. They're effectively the sniper.
Yep. You cut out there for half a second, but yeah, they are a lot like the sniper cannon. Oh, nice double
Ooh, good hit.
slash.
Good hit. Ooh, good laser cannon as well.
Yeah, he's missing a few shots, but he's being thoroughly aggressive here. He's doing a good job keeping up.
Using the not Nymphy missile launcher.
Yeah,
It's not as good in this game, but
they're only mildly excited, but but yeah, no, the I don't know, the laser rifle always kind of cracks me up with the way that the AC holds it, because they always kind of look like a bunch of old Western movies and stuff like that when they're aiming it
yeah,
upwards.
like reach for the sky. So interesting thing. This is AO's build. There, you can see he's got a shield and a Karisawa, so he doesn't actually have a laser blade.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
thing's
remember if he
hard to
wins this
fight.
fight or not. Oh, he's around out of energy.
I
Ooh,
want to say he misses this first one, but then he ends up winning from there. It seemed like a lot of Royals fights. He got a really good start going, and then usually
yeah.
it got turned around, unfortunately. Because he had some of the cooler builds during this fight, or during this tournament, I think, personally. Would have
Hmm.
liked to see Mobius do a bit more.
Yeah, Mobius is actually one of the more interesting like rank one ranking AI ACs in the series because he's one of the because like in obviously in the original generation there was Nine Ball and then in Project Phantasma you had the Black Dragon guy with the
Yeah,
like
Necron.
heavyweight featuring the Moonlight Blade with Human Plus and like the Moonlight Blade in Gen 1 is literally game breaking.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. The funny thing is, it even weighs and costs less than the friggin' second blade. I think something like that.
Yeah, it's like it is so disgusting
It's
in Gen 1.
hilariously OP.
But the but in Gen 2, the the number one ranking guy is has a Karasawa and like he abuses that to the extreme. And then you get to Armored Core 3 and Silent Line and both of the top ranking ACs one don't have Moonlight and two don't have the Karasawa. I find that kind of an interesting like change they did with the ranking AIs.
Yeah, they're still going for a similar idea, especially with Mobius. But it seemed like they wanted to try and tone down the Sawa usage a little bit. Plus, also that thing looked about the size of a semi, so they probably just didn't
Yeah,
want to
Gen
carry it
3
around.
Kurosawa is like ridiculously huge. And there we go.
Oh,
So
he did get it.
first
There we go.
match, first match to Royal Angel. He
Fantastic. Right as the sun
he definitely
sets.
had the he actually had the close range advantage. I feel compared to AO's Kurosawa build because the Kurosawa build had no EO and no blade, so it was
And no
just
area
Kurosawa.
coverage.
Exactly.
Couldn't quite attack from as many angles. Couldn't quite defend from as many.
But yeah, it was very well done for Royal Angel. Did a lot of really well done plays, but I don't think he keeps it up the match, as it were.
Yeah, his other ones, if I recall correctly, were not quite as strong, but I think we'll see that in just a sec here. Also,
I know AO is the one who wins, but
yeah, I didn't. Well, AO wins the entire thing, but
yeah, but
yeah, he his fights were
did
really something.
Royal Angel didn't do any other matches in the losers bracket for some reason?
No, I,
Nah, I think that was an issue we'll need to definitely fix for next time. I actually like this build that AO is using, or not AO, Royal is using. Although AO's build is
this
wrecking.
is his Dean Knight actually. This is his mascot.
I like the color scheme and I like the weapon setup and stuff. It's just the EOs, this particular energy EO, it's a Raven, but it's not as good in this game because one, they fire faster, which means they use more energy, and two, they don't fire ahead of their target like they do in Last Raven.
Yeah, you
They
gotta
fire directly at the opponent. So.
He's doing it a little bit, but in order for those things to actually land, you really gotta kind of pin someone at close range. Gotta boost in with the missiles and maybe get some EOs out once you're at mid range, and then start circle dodging with that rifle. Really helps out a second hand out for that.
The big issue is Royal Angel's trying to blade, but he gets the rifle stun like crazy.
Yeah, and he's got that light mid thing, and it's not really holding up against the rifles. By the way, he actually it was over in the files, but he actually recently made a pretty solid AI of this thing. I just fought it right before this. So if you want to go fight it in the silo line.
Trying to use the medium missile. That's one thing I found is has always not been very good in Armored Core is medium missiles.
It depends what they're with. Because they can be really, really consistent, but you got to mix them up with other stuff so they don't see it coming.
Because in Armored Core in Gen 1, for some reason, all of the middle missiles had a really weird arc that made them miss most of the time.
Yeah, they had that weird vertical thing going for them.
And then in Armored Core 2, and they didn't really have a regular middle missile. Instead, they just had basically a multi-missile without the multi-missile part. Missiles were weird in Gen 2.
Yeah, they were either really OP or just missed everything.
Yeah, and then Gen 3 here, middle missiles they're better than Gen 1. They definitely they lack the maneuverability that small missiles do, and the increase in firepower isn't enough to really make a difference.
Yeah, it seems like so the funny thing is with those mid missiles in particular, it's kind of a funny thing because the big blocky ones and the orange case, those ones are god awful because they have that same vertical arc to them.
That same vertical arc to them, yeah.
But those ones right there, if you mix it up, for example, if you have a mid on one side and a light on another one, you can potentially mix it up to the point where somebody subconsciously starts thinking, oh, they're small missiles, I can take one or two of them, and then you start mixing in the mid missiles. Psychologically, you could do some interesting stuff with that. But yeah, you're usually better off just going for a Nymphy or something like that.
Yeah, because they lock on faster, they're more accurate, more ammo, so on.
Yeah, better range coverage.
Now, I like that the Royal Angels is able to bring it back a little bit, but the sniper rifle is what's doing him in because that's what keeps hitting him over and over.
Yeah, the velocity on that thing is insane in this one. The accuracy, velocity, everything about it. It breaks parts. Friggin' thing flies 1 billion miles an hour. Ends up hitting right on the dot almost every time. It's a little bit nuts.
It actually has almost as much ammo has as much ammo as most of the weapons.
Yeah.
And deals more damage.
Thing hits like a truck. Especially if you end up getting stunned by the thing. Oh man, it's just annoying.
Yeah, in my match against AO later on in the tournament, it definitely shows I tried to blade him. He just stunned me with the sniper rifle. So
one thing I will mention real quick right here, by the way, since the lag is actually from the video, we were able to get the recording issue resolved, so that would be entirely from this thing.
Yeah, this is actually the sped up version. AO and Royal had a very poor connection because, well, Royal's in the Philippines, so.
Yeah, it's
No,
a
he's
little bit
not
of a
not the
ways.
Philippines. It's Singapore, not the Philippines. Why was I thinking
Okay.
Philippines?
I don't know.
Still, like, they're still halfway across the planet from each other. So all things considered,
Takes a hot minute
and
to
with
walk
this,
there.
yeah, and with all things considered, this is pretty decent, for not having proper servers and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like
Because this is
he's
peer to peer.
trying to run him out. I don't know why he's not popping out the EOs a little bit more here, because he could keep him at range a little better, help run him out a little more. Seems like
Well,
what
I
he's
think he's
trying to
also
do.
trying to regenerate some of his ammo back for him because like they burn through their ammo a lot more.
Oh,
Ooh,
geez.
that was so
Yeah, he
close.
got so close and he got rubber
Close
douched
break.
out of it. He got rubber banded, thrown off to the side. Yeah, the rubber banding on the blades is hilarious.
Ah,
It's like,
that overboost, man. It saved AO's life like twice now.
right? I think he ends up getting one more with EOs, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, so close.
It's such a close match here.
Yeah, I think he just ran. Oh, is this the one he wins by a timeout?
Yeah, he runs out of time. Yeah,
Ah, jeez.
that sucks. Well done to Royal though for this. This was a very close match, but
Oh,
the
oh man, that was all blade tracking's fault at the end there. Do you see that? It's like, oh, you
yeah,
want to
it
go
was
to the
so
right.
close.
This is going right
Yeah,
at
blade
him.
tracking is kind of weird. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's just weird.
Yeah, sometimes warps you
That
right
was
to the
such a
guy.
close match.
Other times it throws you out a window and down a
Unfortunately,
ravine.
yeah. Unfortunately, this is where Royal's luck runs out, and AO really cleans up with his final build.
Yeah, it was not a good day. But yeah, why did Royal not participate in the losers bracket?
I don't know. I think Royal was offline at the time, and like we ended up just progressing through it, and it just didn't occur to any of us.
Oh, geez. Well, that's a bummer.
Well, it happens. But hey, there's the next tournament. Royal can do better. So
This is true. This is true. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the non-OPI one. Is that like
yeah,
I don't know. It seems like there was a lot of I'm just gonna hang out in the sky all day. Thanks.
yeah, that's par for the course. I think with early Gen 3 with OPI, you have
Yeah.
so much energy to go around. The guys in Sash's Discord actually were definitely very vocal about their disagreement about OPI. So
Yeah, I was mentioning it early on. I remember I forget who was trying to say that it was balanced. Like we can say about the lockbox, but no, it's never gonna be
well,
balanced.
it's more balanced than Human Plus.
Okay, true,
There
but
there
still.
are instances where non-OPI builds will wreck an OPI build, but it's very situational because OPI adds a lot of extra benefits that just that make up for the lower defenses, the lower stun ability, or the weaker stun ability, the smaller lockbox, and so on. But
Yeah, like it was a solid effort from From's part to try and balance it out that way, but it's just eh,
yeah,
it's not
here's
going to be enough for all the benefits.
Royals Heavy going out with the rockets, or not, sorry, rockets missiles, and it's just the dual missiles just aren't as good as the triple missile.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm watching this and cannot understand how it's doing so little damage. It's just
Yeah,
plinking right off. Because those are supposed to be like quad mids, I believe.
yeah. They deal a lot of damage with their triple missiles have much better tracking.
Yeah,
So
it's probably why they ended up kind of falling into the well below dumpster tier around Lost Raven. Just like you have 3 missiles, they will land in 3 separate states.
I actually found them to be somewhat useful in Last Raven. Maybe this is me though. I don't know.
I think it's just because of the weird way that I ended up using them, but yeah, I mean they can be useful. I just mean they don't track nearly as well. I think I'm
Yeah.
mostly just annoyed at the fact that I got a sniper FCS while getting triple missiles and a randomizer the last time I tried it. And
that might be it.
it
Yeah,
kind of sucked.
here goes Darth Mobius versus Monger, which is AO's like I think that was AO's like mascot AC, was it?
I think
I don't
so.
remember,
That
did he
sounds
really
right.
have one? I don't know. It's definitely his most dangerous build because it's twin triple missiles plus MG shotgun and overboost. So
Yeah, it's kind of gonna be up there as far as Silent Line meta goes. It's just like all the
and
stuff
like
that's just
because
meant
it's
to
a
last forever.
heavyweight, it has enough AP to tank stuff. Not ridiculously tanky, but tanky enough. You know.
Yeah, the Ultra tanks were, well, slightly banned for this tournament.
Yeah, they were banned for this tournament because they like any ballistic weapon that had less than like 120 attack power would literally do no damage.
Yeah, I think was it Celtic that was showing that off?
That was
With the
Dark
fixed
Slayer
Dark
actually.
Slayer?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I was going and trying to fight it a few times. And what's funny is I actually almost ended up winning against it with the Coffee Hawk once, but literally the only way to do damage was overheat. So all I was doing
Yeah,
is
you basically overheat it, run away. When it's not overheated anymore, overheat it again. So,
yeah,
but
ran out
yeah,
of
there goes
shots.
Royal's execution via Monger at point blank range with the shotgun and MG. So, well done to Royal. He definitely put up a very good fight.
Yeah, he did pretty
He
awesome there.
did
It's
really
a shame we
well
didn't get to see
on
a
those
second match.
first two, but yeah. And on the next one, I think we'll go ahead and do it from Leo's client's perspective for the next one. So as soon as it gets through, we'll just let it play the next one.
Sounds
So,
like a plan.
and then we'll do Ocean Breaker versus AO. So, but yeah. So this one, we're on the same one now, right?
I
Leo's
believe
client
so.
versus me.
It's on the loading screen right now.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
just
His
relocating
first
real quick.
build was his lightweight with all of the MGs in the world and a laser cannon.
Oh, the DECA.
Is my versus my purple midweight amethyst. Just I love I visually I love the twin MG with EO just unloading all the bullets.
Oh, it
But
looks amazing.
and like he does a good burst of damage. But I've been able to in this match I was able to really bring the damage when I bring out the high-act missiles.
Yeah, you know what? There actually, I don't think there were that many builds that ended up even using the high acts this time.
I think it was like just me.
I think so. I think so.
And
Yeah,
like, and then want to bring my MG and rifle build to bear on him because, like, you saw the one barrage was connected and did full damage.
yeah, that was a
Ooh.
really bad angle against the MG there. You never want to be facing up against that. Like literally facing up. Oh man. I'm doing a
Yeah, like he had the mobility advantage, but I had the generally better defenses and longer range weapons.
Yeah, he's having a really hard time here.
And the my AC is also not like slow by any means, so keeping me in the lockbox for the laser cannon. He hit me a couple of times, but
Yeah, it's just going to be a hard time, especially just with how tiny that lockbox is. That's the thing. Like a lot of the times, the only real balancing feature that seems to properly affect an OPI build is that lockbox, because so
the
many have a tendency to
lockbox,
love their
yeah.
cannons. And it's funny because all the ones that used cannons were having a much more difficult time, whereas all the ones that actually properly built up their lockbox and went for missiles or something else and just kind of took advantage of the energy benefits had a much easier time.
Yeah. Where are you at right now on your video?
Let's see. Currently at 217.
Okay, so I was a few seconds behind. But yeah,
Okay.
the match versus Leos. This one, I hate to brag. I don't like bragging, especially for this kind of thing. It was a clean sweep.
Well, dang.
So
That's how I ended up fighting him later.
Yeah, we get to see it from his perspective though. He did really well though. Brought the pain, so it wasn't like totally, against me. Oh, this
Triceracop.
Yeah.
Love
This is the one where
Triceracop.
I ended up bringing out Harpy again for this one, and we get to see it from his perspective.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, this is
So he
my
has the definite firepower advantage.
favorite of his builds, though. It's
Oh
like
no, this is wrong. Sorry, that's the next one. This is me in the heavyweight build with the bazookas and missiles.
I couldn't. Yeah, come to think of it, yeah, this is the one I was watching earlier. That it seemed strange that he couldn't get you with all the rifles, because usually that core is actually fairly accurate, all things considered. But like, especially if you get both rifles and that thing, it's just a friggin' aerial chainsaw.
This one actually may not have been the clean sweep. I don't remember which one was the clean sweep.
I don't think so. It looks like he's kind of sweeping you up off the ground right now.
Actually, I think it was the Celtic Spear one that was clean sweep. So my bad.
Oh jeez, all that bragging. Oh my god.
Yeah, all that bragging, it was all for nothing. I'm sorry, Leo. So I mistook you for a Celtic for some reason.
Jeez, tisk.
Mind you, I'm making him work for it. So
Very true, very true. Yeah, Triceracop is freaking awesome though. It's like it's funny because this is exactly the I want to say like the exact build I saw a whole bunch of times in 4th gen. It's like always with the rifles.
Yeah, rifles are the meta in Gen 4. So
yeah, I mean by a pretty wide margin too, which is funny because I remember these couple guys got really pissed off one time when I had like a quad, let's see, plasma cannon, the friggin' tower rack of missiles, the motor cobra, and a laser blade, I want to say, something like that, and then like PA, and then just spent the entire time just running around on the ground, just boosting along the ground at ridiculous speeds.
Quads are ridiculously fast, and if they don't have a grenade launcher, then they're just out of luck.
It was hilarious though. There was all this trash talking. And they lost.
But yeah, so Leos. So this one was not a clean sweep. That was the one with the Celtic Spear. My apologies. I'm a dunce, but it's still a good fight nonetheless.
It was a pretty good one. Yeah, Triceracop is pretty freaking strong.
And he brings out. Yeah, I remember this fight.
Thor.
Yeah, so I lost my heavyweight. Then he brings out his heavyweight, and because of the randomizer, it ends up facing my midweight again. Ends up facing my purple build.
Yeah, I forget the name of the lightweight, but all of this stuff is based off of Kung Fury jokes.
Oh, okay. All right, just so we're clear, where are we at on time?
We are currently. Can I get this bar to load up? Thank you. 5:55.
Okay.
But yeah. So you see, that's the thing. Maybe it was originally a clean sweep. He just hacked himself back in time and made it not a clean sweep. That's what really happened.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine if? Yeah, I kind of hate the fact they got rid of the EO function of this core in Nexus and Last Raven.
Yeah, it looked so cool. Like, just look at this fireworks show right here.
It's a shame, like, most of it is missing. That's the problem.
But it looks so pretty.
Can you imagine how much better those EOs would be with the...
Sorry, that's my alarm.
With the tracking ability of the later Gen 3 cores.
That's probably why they removed it. Just because, think about it, like you got the dual burst linear rifles and that thing.
That'd be amazing.
Somebody gets hit by that, the radiator just explodes.
Yeah, because they made the linear heat damage.
See, it's funny because like their actual damage and heat and everything else never bothered me. That explosion effect, the one that completely blinds you, like that's the one that always screwed me up whenever fighting those things. Like, I think it's the single biggest reason that Evangel pisses me off.
For me, it was always the stun more than anything else.
Yeah, true. There's that too. But it's just they added so many blinding effects. Come to think of it,
this fight against Thor was kind of
one-sided.
One-sided because I was dodging everything he was spitting out with my purple AC. I like the color purple.
It's that thing's nice color. That thing's good looking. I have to say that thing always kind of struck me as like if you looked at the 5 starters in Formula Front, it seemed like that if there was a sixth one, it would be that one, like that
Maybe that one would
exact
be
color scheme.
the purple crest AC.
Yeah, because like they have all of them just based by type and everything else, and they're all official and corporate looking. Then like every color, and then it just seems like purple would look perfect in that in that
It
group.
would.
But
Yeah, my White Knight build I submitted to Buster's thing didn't do so well, but
uh, not so much. Needed some
well,
changes.
I've made changes to it now where I actually followed the video you did on it, and I took out all the things from the movement and enemy and stuff, or not from the movement, but from like the enemy and the terrain, and so it's all movement and stuff, and it does a lot better.
Yeah, I kind of assume I might be annoying a few people by repeatedly going and posting those comments on every video.
That's fine. Hey, people got to get better somehow. So
I'm like,
this
I
is
know
the
you can't
match I
change
was
it.
thinking of. Yeah, this is the match I was thinking of. This is the final match I did. Oh wait, yeah, okay.
Battle of the
This
EO
is
cores, or
Battle of the EO
the
cores.
solid core EOs, I should say. Anyway.
Yeah, and like this is such a close match. This one, like, uh
Oh
you'll
man.
see what I mean when I, like, you can probably imagine what I felt when I you'll see. So, rifles, MG, all the bullets.
Yeah, we just need a few little bubbles, maybe some mushrooms in the background, and we got ACFA. I'm solid there.
Yeah, this is legit. Like one thing I would like to point out is the shoulder mounted anti-missile extensions like just don't work in
Nope.
Silent Line.
Not in the
Like
least.
they straight up don't work. Like they work in Gen 2 when they were first introduced, but they don't work in Gen 3 at all.
You know what's surprising, by the way? The one that doesn't have any ammunition to it, let's see, I think it was called like the Rory or something in later generations, but you know the one that kind of like breaks out into a leaf and just deflects all missiles. I'm surprised with the amount of missiles around and the fact that OPI was
they
an
do
option.
actually have ammo actually in Silent Line.
Are you
and
sure?
Yeah. Oh, see, here's me losing this match.
Dang.
Look at that sniper round with the grenade launcher.
Because it's Triceracop. You don't question Triceracop.
Well, Triceracop about to get schooled in the next one.
Well,
but
he had a good run.
he had a good run, but the Kurosagi anti-missile ECM thingy shoulders in Silent 3 and Silent Line, they actually do. They have not only do they cost energy to use, but instead of having like a traditional ammo count, they instead have a number of missiles they can deflect as their ammo count, as it were.
Huh.
And it's like 30 or something like that. So I actually found out that like builds that spam lots of missiles all at once actually work against builds that have that, because not only do you run out of super fast, it runs out of ammo super quick, and then you're trying to dodge with no energy and more missiles coming, so they're not useful in Silent Line.
That's weird. I could have sworn I ended up using that thing for a few.
Like in Nexus and Last Raven, they work really well, but not in Silent Line. So,
actually, come to think of it, yeah, I think you're right on that whole thing, because I ended up checking it out for that one where you're on the planes and all that. Then you got the Leviathan that shows up at the end.
Yeah.
And then you ended up.
Yeah, Leviathan
wow.
is.
Ow. Jeez, poor Triceracop.
Yeah, I give him no room to maneuver at all in this fight.
Yeah, you're talking about bazooka and blade combos last time, huh? Dang.
Yeah, that's like he had the substantial like general firepower advantage, like much better range and stuff, but I kept him on his toes, pushing him back, pushing him into the walls effectively.
Pretty much. This is kind of a beatdown here. He's trying to catch it up and it ends up taking another bazooka there. Yeah, that's. Oof.
Yeah, that bazooka, man. And then interesting, I overboost one direction while firing missiles. He turns, missiles slam into him from the side. I thought it was a good strategy.
That was tricky right there. But all right,
All
a good
right.
fight. We probably want to put a little bit of a break there because we're up to 30 here. So,
Oh, we are already?
yep.
Oh, a couple of long ones. All right. Well, yeah. Well, hopefully everybody watching enjoyed. Hopefully we're not too random with our commentary.
Cheese.
Jeez for everyone.
Cheese is delicious. Also, corn.
But
I must mate with the corn. Anyway.
anyway, so thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully this will because we are going to be working on another tournament. But
A
hopefully
non-OPI tournament for non-filthy cheaters.
non-OPI tournament. Funny. Now let's go do Armored Core 2 with Human Plus. Then we'll see who's cheating.
Oh God. Everyone can use all the limit release that they want. Actually, they can't. They can't pause. So, all right.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to pause to use limit release. I don't think. Do you?
I think you do, because doesn't it use the same code as First Person and Lost Raven? I think.
It might. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up again. But
Have to
anyway,
consult Cal.
thank you everybody for watching. We shall see you in the next video.
See you then.